our dinner speaker. Now, this is going to be a treat. Our dinner speaker is a man who has personified that principle of not holding back. Without further ado, he's going to impart on you some very, very, very good wisdom. Hopefully, something you can take away, utilize here at Boys State, but also in your lives outside of here. Joining me in welcoming Mr. Jamie Summerlin. Good evening, boys. Good evening, men. That's what you guys are here to become. Many of you are going to have many different jobs this week. Many of you are going to have many opportunities to serve, to be served, to help one another out. My son was here last year, and it was an honor for me to come down and speak at the camp that week and just see what he had learned and the opportunities he had to not only do his job that he was assigned, but also to build great relationships and great friendships. One of those jobs, how many of you here are focused on banking? You're going to be the bankers? Everybody raise their hands, okay? If you've got 10 apples in one hand and 24 oranges in the other, what do you have? Really, really big hands. All right. Trying to make sure everybody's awake. I'm an unapologetic West Virginian, and I'll tell you that from point one. My name is Jamie Summerlin. I grew up in Braxton County in Burnsville, West Virginia. I spent 18 years trying to get out of the state and 10 trying to get back. I didn't realize what I had until I left. I spent 18 years growing up in Braxton County looking forward to the day that I could leave these borders. 17 days after I graduated high school, I was standing on the yellow footprints at Parris Island, South Carolina, as a United States Marine Corps recruit, and I served my country honorably for 6 years, getting a chance to travel the world, meet some incredible people, one of those being my wife, who we just celebrated our 22nd anniversary. She was a Marine as well, and it's been an honor. And the greatest honor that I've ever had, aside from carrying the title of husband and father, is United States Marine. It is certainly something that I'm proud of, something I'm very proud of, the men and women who serve today. How many of you have veterans that are in your families? Raise your hand. Just about everybody in the room knows a veteran or has family members that are veterans. West Virginia is in a very unique state. Over 10% of our population are veterans. Per capita, we have one of the highest populations of veterans in the United States. Something to be very proud of. And I think that speaks to two things. One, we've got a long history of service where we serve one another, we serve our country. And the second thing is, we love our state and we come back. Our population wouldn't be that high if we did not come back home. I'm proud to be back here. We've been back here since 1998. We've raised 2 children. And it's truly an honor to be in front of you today. So why am I here? What is my story? What's the big deal? Humility. That's a word that I want you to think about this week. My wife says often I'm humble to a fault. I try to share other stories before I share my own, but let me give you a little bit of background. 9 years ago, I decided that I was going to start getting into better shape. I let myself go after I got out of the military. My kids were getting involved in sports. I wanted to be out there and be a part of it, but I didn't want to be out there for 30 seconds on the basketball court or running with them and be winded, so I decided to start running. 6 months later, 30 pounds lighter, I went to Richmond, Virginia, ran a 3:31 marathon. It's an 8-minute pace of 26.2 miles. 6 weeks later, I was in Charleston, West Virginia, in the Kanawha State Forest on January 2nd, running a race called the Frozen Sasquatch. It was aptly named because it was a 50K race, 31 miles, for those of you that know the math. in 16-degree weather and 6 inches of snow running through the Canal State Forest. I was on my phone on the way back. My wife was driving because I was in no shape to drive, but I was on my phone trying to find the next race. A month later, another 50K, then another 50K, 40-miler, 50-miler. Went from 3-mile runs to 50-mile overnight races in the span of about 10 months, doing it injury-free, and then decided I wanted to do something with that. I had a gift that I didn't know. I'm not the fastest guy, by no means. I'm not out there winning the races. I'm just stubborn. I refuse to quit. And so I came up with a harebrained idea. I sat down with my wife one evening at the dinner table after a long training run that I was doing, and I said I want to do something to support our veterans. I came back to West Virginia. I hadn't really been involved in too many military opportunities, veteran-wise, but I said I want to do something to raise awareness for them. Those of you that are sitting here in this room, young men that are still in high school, getting ready to go to your senior year, it's really crazy to think, those of us that are older, looking around this room, but none of you have ever known America when it hasn't been at war. 17 years we've been at war. It's very humbling to think about. And it's very humbling to think about those men and women that come back home that are suffering scars, not just the ones you can see, but a lot of times the ones that you can't. What can I do? What can I do to take something that I've been given and make a difference? So I sat down with my wife, said I've got an idea. She bought in completely, crazy enough. And on March 26th of 2012, I was standing with my kids in the Pacific Ocean in Coos Bay, Oregon, and 100 days later, standing in the Atlantic Ocean in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, having ran 34.5 miles a day for 100 straight days, and did the final 100 miles in just under 24 hours from the Naval Academy to Rehoboth Beach, and raised about $50,000 to support our military men and women right here in West Virginia. Heroes. I was just a guy out there putting one foot in front of the other. But I met men and women who raised their hands, who said they would serve this country. They did so honorably. And a lot of them came back home dealing with some challenges. I wanted to go out there and raise awareness. I wanted to support them. I wanted to let them know that they were home, but not forgotten. And we were going to do everything we could to make sure that happened. We stopped at VA hospitals. We stopped at VFWs. I'd run by recruiting stations, and I'd run in and give them one of my business cards. They'd look at me like I was some idiot off the street, because I was. And I would say, thank you. I appreciate your service. I just wanted you to know how much it means to me and my family. We came back home, started Operation Welcome Home. It was the brainchild of a couple of great people in Morgantown. I was able to help support and get off the ground. And its sole focus is putting veterans back to work. 6 years later, we've been very, very successful, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Operation Welcome Home took off like gangbusters. The community supported it. But it took a team of people to make it happen. I couldn't have done my run without my team. I could not have helped start Operation Welcome Home without our team. There are going to be times this week where you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, I've got to pour myself into this. I've got to give a little bit more. I've got to dig in and get the energy. I've got to do this. Understand, it's not I, it's we. We're here to help support one another. You're here to learn. You're here to become better men. And this is a great opportunity for you to make that happen. A lot of people told me, well, shoot, when I was in high school, I weighed 121 pounds. I was about 2 inches shorter when I graduated high school, standing on the yellow footprints. I had a lot of people tell me I'd never make it through boot camp. You're too small. You'll never make it. You can't do it. How many of you in this room have had somebody tell you you can't do something? Raise your hand. I've had it happen a lot. I love proving people wrong. I love it. It drives me, it motivates me, it gets me going in the mornings. It gets me moving. I had a lot of people tell me I'd never run across the country. Who was I? I was an IT guy. I was a computer geek. After I got out of the military, computers, that's all I did. But we did it. 2015, I got tired of chasing races all over the country, going and doing all these different events. Why aren't we doing a marathon in Morgantown? Why aren't we running a race there? I had people tell me again, it's too hilly. Nobody will come. It'll never happen. You'll never get the support. 2015, September 22nd, we ran the inaugural Morgantown Marathon. We had over 1,200 people participating, 36 states represented, and 6 countries from around the world. Last year, our third year going in, and we're getting ready to do our 4th event this year, I had 2 gentlemen who flew in from Japan, stayed in Morgantown for 4 days, and ran the race and flew back. Tell me we can't do it. I got a team of people around me that believes that can make it happen. We work together, and we accomplish a lot. 3 years ago, the marathon's taken off. Mountain Fest, if you've never heard of it, motorcycle rally in Morgantown. We'll have 50,000 plus to the gates over the weekend this year. Got Alabama, Brett Michaels, Montgomery Gentry, probably way too old for some of you guys to know. But it's a great opportunity to continue to support our community and give back. We've donated almost $1 million back to the Morgantown community at Milan Park, Stepping Stones, Operation Welcome Home, and other organizations up there. Again, teamwork. People working together, believing that they can do it. I'm honored to be leading that charge and be a part of something that's great. It's good to be recognized. Take pride in it when people recognize it. Earlier this year, I was honored to be the Earl's Elcor Award winner up for the Chamber of Commerce in Morgantown. Don Nealon, Mike Pushkar, some great people have won that award. I look at that list and I'm like, I'm the poorest person ever on that list. That means, as somebody said, you just earned it. You poured yourself into it and gave it. Next weekend, High Point Raceway. I get a chance to go up and be the Grand Marshal at the race up there. Recognized as a moto hero, what they have started doing with Lucas Oil Raceway. It's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. It's good to be recognized for the efforts. But at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's not about me at all. It's about the people that are helping make it happen. And it means nothing to me as long as we continue to support our veterans. Last week, Operation Welcome Home put its 422nd veteran back to full-time work in West Virginia since 2012. In 6 years, over 420 veterans have been put back in full-time jobs. And these are good-paying jobs. These are jobs where veterans are taking care of themselves, they're contributing to the tax base, they're taking care of their families, their communities are being bettered, and they're not leaving the state of West Virginia. They're staying here to work. Something that... is not to figure out how you can just go off by yourself and do something and make it special and unique. You all are special. You all have a reason for being here. Somebody believed in you. Somebody, whether it was a Rotary, whether it's a Legion, whether it was your school, whether it's your parents, whoever it was that got you into this room tonight, believed that you had something unique and special to give back to your community. I want to encourage you to go back to your communities. Take what you've learned this week and go make a difference. But understand, it's not always about you. Build some great relationships this week. My son going through this last year, it was really a unique experience because I got to see him sitting in this room on Sunday night as I was sitting here speaking to the group and looking out there so proud as a father, seeing my son go through Boys State, knowing what an experience he was going to have. I came back Wednesday. We had Marine veteran Woody Williams speaking here. Congressional Medal of Honor winner, went up Iwo Jima. Amazing, amazing West Virginian, amazing Marine. Talked to my son that night, and he was like, Dad, it's been such a rough week. Not sleeping much. I met some great people, but man, we're drinking from a fire hose. They're giving us so much information, and I don't understand it all. And then we came down to graduation at the end of the week. And on the way home, I caught a little bit of what he heard Wednesday night when I heard those speakers that night. I caught a little bit of that in his voice as he was thanking us for making sure that he had a great time at Boys State, for getting him there, for believing in him, for helping him understand that he's just not some average high school kid. People believed in him. People believed in you, which is exactly why you're here tonight. It's going to be a crazy week. You're going to find it hard to keep up at times. Figuring out why it's so important, the things that they're teaching you. If you're running for a particular office, give it your all. Pour yourself into it. There's a verse in the Bible that says, James 4:7, God opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble. Humility. If you win your office, be humble. Lead. Be that leader that people want to follow. If you don't win your office, be the best darn team player you can possibly be. Be humble and win. Be humble and defeat. But be humble and be a great team player. Make the most of this week, gentlemen. Build great relationships. As I said, my son last year on the way home, talking about some of the guys that he spent many long nights talking to, realizing they had a lot of very unique things in common that he wouldn't have experienced had he not been here. Friendships that he still carries to this day. They've driven all over the state, hanging out together. Guys in trucks, going off to Blackwater Falls and, just spending time just traveling around West Virginia, building great memories. It's been a great experience to see him do that. And it's something that I want to encourage you to do this week. Build those kind of relationships where you'll want to spend time together once you leave. Everybody in here has some unique gift. Share it with the others and help support each other. There are some amazing men and women here at this camp this week that are going to help you become great men. Listen, learn, and love. Love, man, be a man. Love, we need more of that. Love each other, support each other, take care of each other. Be a great team member and a supporter. You came to Boys State 2018. This is just one step in your opportunity to become a better man. Leave Boys State with great memories. Leave Boys State with the challenge to make not only yourself better, but those around you better and your communities better. Take what you learned this week and go back and make a difference. I found something I was passionate about. I was passionate about running. I was passionate about veterans. Do something with it. That's all I ask. I'm not asking anybody to go out and run across the country. 34.5 miles a day, I lost 17 pounds. It's a great diet plan. I don't recommend it. But find something that you're passionate about and pour yourself into it. I'll leave you with this. I'm going to wake everybody up. Everybody do me a favor. Sit up in your chairs. Sit up tables. This week, again, you're going to find an opportunity where you are going to be tired. Those late nights are going to get to you. Do me a favor. Everybody raise your hands. Put your hands high above your head. Make sure you wear deodorant this week. Keep your hands up there. There are going to be opportunities this week where you feel tired, where you feel like I've given everything I possibly can give, where you feel like you've got nothing left. I know running long distance races, there's times where you feel like you want to quit. Don't quit. Don't give up. Get your hands up. Give up there high. Those of us that go out and run ultra races understand there's always something left in the tank. As long as you trained your mind, as long as you trained your body, there's always something left in the tank. So I want you to do me a favor. Look across the aisle at the guy in front of you and do me one more favor. Raise your hands up 1 more inch. All right, put your hands down. None of you probably, because there's pride, wanted to be seen as that guy that didn't give that extra effort. Everybody got their hands up a little bit higher from what I could see. You always have a little left in the tank. Whenever you're going through this week and you feel like there's nothing left to give, I've got nothing more that I can pour out, understand that you always have a little bit more to give. Give your best. Listen, learn, love, and become a man. Make this week the best week it could possibly be, gentlemen. Make Boys State 2018 the best class there's ever been. Thank you.